Hello, everyone. This is Keith coming back at you, bringing you my Week 6 NFL predictions. This season is starting to roll by, and pretty soon it's going to be playoff time. So without further ado, let's just go ahead and just get right into it with the Thursday night football game. Tom Brady goes up against the Philadelphia Eagles. I don't know if it's the first time since the Super Bowl. I don't know if they played last year. No, I think they played the year before. I think they played in 2019 when he was still a Patriot. So it's Tampa at Philly. Listen, I gotta go Tampa here. The Philadelphia Eagles, yes, I know they won last week, but the Buccaneers offense is playing at a whole different level right now. Tampa should get this game. My allergies are still bad, but they're not as bad as they were week 5 when I did my picks. So it's not really that big a deal. Buccaneers win 31-14 over Philly. I don't think it's particularly close. Moving on, we have Miami at Jacksonville. This game is going to be played in London. Does Jacksonville lose their 21st in a row? I'm telling you, they're going to win at some point. It's going to happen, guys. But listen, Miami has had a murderous schedule, considering that they didn't even have Tua. I think Tua is going to be back this week, but Miami has played the likes of Tampa. They've played that. Didn't they play Atlanta, or has that not happened yet? I can't exactly remember, but all I know is that Miami's scheduled. They played Buffalo. So Miami played Buffalo. Miami played Tampa Bay. And I think they also played Indy. Yeah. I mean, now they get the Jags. I'm going to have the Jags. Listen, I can't in good conscience pick Jacksonville in an upset until they actually win a game. So I'm going to go ahead and pick Miami here. 23-17. I think Jacksonville does keep it a little close, but I think Miami sends them to 21 straight losses. Packers at Bears. Chicago comes back down to earth in this game. Green Bay, Aaron Rodgers goes into Chicago and does what he does best, and that's beat the Bears. Green Bay should win this game 28-17 over Chicago. Los Angeles Chargers at Baltimore Ravens. What a game this is. Now listen, I am not going to pay too much attention to records in this game. I'm going to pay attention to matchups because listen, I said something like this on my Facebook too, but Lamar Jackson is in MVP conversation. He should be in MVP conversation. He's played out of his mind. The issue I have is with the media. For something they didn't exactly do, but something that just makes your brain think a little bit. So, listen, 3 plays go the other way for Baltimore. They're 1-4. Blankenship's kick at the end of the game. If he makes it, Justin Tucker misses from 66 yards. Clyde Edwards-Helaire doesn't fumble. Those 3 plays go the other way. This is a 1-4 team, and unfortunately, because they would be 1-4, Lamar Jackson, I don't think he'd be in MVP conversation. For 3 plays that have nothing really to do with him, if you're just talking about the play itself, he gets them in position for those plays. But if we're talking about just that specific play, going the other way, Ravens are 1-4, guys. You could almost make the same argument for the Chargers, too. If the PI is not called against Cleveland and against the Chargers, if you get rid of one play with Patrick Mahomes, these 2 teams have been living on the edge, just coming out on top. But I'm going to go with the Chargers here in an upset in Baltimore. Listen, this team is rolling right now. And I think they continue to roll. As impressive as Baltimore has been, we can't exactly forget that 2 of their wins in the last seconds have come against a team that's 0-5 and a team that's 1-4. And the Chiefs is the other one. They're 2-3. Are the Chiefs any good right now? So I'm going to go Chargers 31-28 over Baltimore. Next up, we have the Vikings at the Panthers. And I'm going to go with Minnesota here. I think Carolina comes back down to earth in this game. They had a nice start, but I think Minnesota is a really good team. Even though they're 2-3, and even though they barely beat the Lions last week, Detroit's been hanging tough with a lot of teams. Minnesota climbs back into wildcard conversation with a win here. We'll go 24-17 over Carolina. Kansas City at Washington football team. Listen, I love me a good Taylor Heineke story. Heineke, whatever you say his name. I should probably get that right out of respect to him. But Kansas City against I can't have Kansas City going to 2-4. It's not going to happen. I don't think it's going to happen in a million years. I think Kansas City wins this game straight up. 38-28 over Washington. Kansas City's not going to 2-4. Rams at Giants. Give me the Rams here. Matthew Stafford. The Rams continue their winning ways against a team that they should beat pretty handily. 30-17. Rams should get the win. Houston Texans at Indianapolis Colts. Give me the Colts here. India is easily the best 1-4 team, and that's only because of the teams they have played. India is one of those teams that is good enough to beat the bad teams and some of the mediocre teams in the league. That's what the first 5 weeks have taught me about the Indianapolis Colts. They're not ready to really play with the likes of Baltimore, Kansas City, even though they're 2-3. The Chargers, they're not ready to play against those guys. And if they're going to catch up to Tennessee in this division, these next 5 weeks are the time to do it. So Indianapolis wins 26-20 over Houston. Bengals at Lions. I'm considering it. I'm considering it. And I gotta go Cincinnati. I want to pick Detroit. Detroit's going to win. Frick. You know what? Whatever. Let's go. I'm going to pick the Lions here in an upset. I think Detroit should. I'm going to go with a guess here. I think Detroit gets their first win of the season against Cincinnati in a close, hard-fought battle where the Lions pull out 20-17 over Cincinnati. I think Cincinnati gave everything they could to Green Bay and threw everything they possibly could at them last week. And I think going into Detroit now, I'm going to go with the Lions here in an upset. Next up, Arizona at Cleveland. What a game this is going to be. Give me Cleveland to end Arizona's undefeated start. Listen, the Browns are a good team. I don't care that Baker Mayfield isn't playing well. And one could argue they probably should have won last week. But they didn't. It is what it is. And I think Cleveland rebounds here at home against a team like the Cardinals that is 5-0 and didn't exactly look very impressive last week, but they still got the win. And those are ugly games. Division games are ugly. Trust me. So Cleveland, I'm going to guess, wins 30-27 over Arizona. Dallas at New England. Give me Dallas. Listen, Dallas is rolling, and they're a very, very good football team that needs to be taken very seriously. They are real players in the NFL this year, and I think Dallas goes into New England and wallops this team 31-17. Next up, we have Las Vegas against Denver, the battle to avoid a 3-game skid. And listen, with what's going on with the Raiders right now, I'm going to go with the Raiders. I know there's all this crazy crap happening with this team right now, but Denver you can't forget the talent the Raiders have on that team. And the Broncos are 0-2 against good football teams. So give me the Raiders here. I know it's an upset. Give me the Raiders 24-23. It's going to be that close against Denver. The night game, Seattle at Pittsburgh. I got to go Pittsburgh here. Geno Smith is starting, and Seattle's season hangs in the balance. Seattle is in deep trouble this year. And I think their only shot at making the playoffs is if Russell Wilson comes back and comes close to running the table. Seattle's going to be lucky to go 9-8. And Pittsburgh should get the win here, and their defense should stifle Geno Smith and the Seahawks in Pittsburgh. So we'll go Pittsburgh Steelers 30. I can't have the Steelers offense put up 30. We'll go Steelers 24, Seahawks 13. Next up. Oh, goodness. Buffalo Bills at Tennessee Titans. I'm going to spend a minute on this. Okay. Now, I'm not going to say this to convince myself to pick Tennessee. I'm picking Buffalo. I'm picking Buffalo straight up in this game. But to sit there and think that Tennessee doesn't have a chance in this game, do you know how many times the Tennessee Titans, as a fan, I'm a big Titans fan, you know how many times Tennessee has been counted out in a football game and people have said there's no way they win this game, there's no way they win this game, and they win that game? That's been the mantra of this team for the last 5 or 6 years. It doesn't make any sense whatsoever, especially considering some of the losses this team has, especially the one this year against the Jets, last year against the Bengals. I mean, you go back and there's some crazy... How do you explain Tennessee getting shut out to Baltimore 21-0 in 2018? And then 2 weeks later turning around and beating the Patriots by 21 points. And then, I mean, it doesn't make sense to me. It's I don't know if it's a Mike Vrabel thing. I don't know if it's a Tennessee Titan thing. And listen, Buffalo is coming off a very emotional road game victory against Kansas City, and they're playing lights out. But Tennessee is getting their arsenal back. They're getting A.J. Brown back. They're getting Julio Jones back. They're getting some help on the rush defense with Avery Williamson returning. They're reloading here a little bit. And this is I know I'm making that argument with the Ravens too. This team could be argued one play away from 4-1. 1 or 2. I'm picking the Bills here, and I'm going to pick the Bills 31-27. I think it's going to be a lot closer than people think, and I think Buffalo is going to struggle. They have not seen a running game this year as good as Tennessee's. They've played Washington. Yes, Gibson's a good running back, but it's Washington we're talking about. Kansas City doesn't exactly have a run game. Neither does Miami. Pittsburgh doesn't have an offensive line, so therefore they haven't seen a run game like Tennessee's in a while. Especially with the way they spoon-feed Derrick Henry here. So Buffalo should get the win, but I have my eye on this game because as a Titans fan, this is a game Tennessee usually has a habit of winning. It doesn't make any sense, but that's the truth. So with that said, those are my picks. Thank you for watching. Actually, no, I'm not done yet. I'm going to do my spreads. I'm going to throw a couple here at you. Kansas City on the money line. Listen, Kansas City's not losing. I think Dallas wins by more than 3.5 against Patriots. So pick Dallas minus 3.5. Indy is a 1-point favorite against Houston. Go Indy here. That's basically money line. Indy should beat Houston. 3. The fourth one, Tampa minus 7 over the Eagles. Tampa should slaughter Philadelphia. And then last but not least, It's another one I could throw in there. Let's get risky. Let's go Vegas plus 3.5 against Denver. I'm going to pull that trigger. Those are my picks. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you guys all next time.